Okay, so before I begin the mending process, let me address this situation that happened. I goofed up, and it happens, you know, but we're going to keep working through it no matter what the outcome. Um, so this tile piece right here that I use, sometimes I use them to dry the covers when I give them a bath, just to kind of speed up the drying process. And I was using these paper towels that have this design on them, these patterns on them. And normally I'll just let it air dry, just lay it on top of the paper towels, let it air dry, and be done with it. But because I got in a hurry trying to dry this, I made the mistake of putting the other piece of towel over this and just leaving it there for a longer period of time. And when I came back, the design or the impressions that are on the towel itself, I don't know if you guys can see them real good if it's picking up on the camera, they embedded themselves on to the cover. So now our once lovely cover that didn't have any white dots has them all over the front cover, just everywhere. You can really see a lot of it right here, and it's on the inside as well. You can see it when the light hits it just right. I know I can from my point of view. And the inside would have probably been okay to get away with, you know, even the back for the most part. But the front cover, obviously, it's the front cover. But yeah, so my advice to you guys is do not use these paper towels that have all this design stuff and these patterns on them, because this could happen. It will happen. I've been so fortunate that it hasn't happened, but unlucky me, it happened on this particular cover, which I rather had not. But you know, things happen. Made a mistake, and hopefully we learn from our mistakes. I have purchased some other paper towels since. Let me show you the ones that I got now. So I bought these at Walmart. They don't have a pattern on them, but they're not plain, if that makes sense. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, this should work a lot better than that. And I'll probably never ever put this towel on top of it again to help it dry off. I should have just let it air dry, and I probably would have been all right. But things happen. We're not perfect, and if mistakes don't happen, we can't learn from them, right? So let's continue. So now I got my interfacing fabric underneath this piece of tile. Whatever you're using underneath whenever you go to mend this, make sure you have either a Rame paper, Hollytex paper, or this interface sewing paper, sewing material that I use, fabric, because it will stick on to anything you have underneath. And that Methylcellose glue, it's pretty good, strong stuff. It does stick. All right. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm not going to try to bore you guys too much with the mending process, because this is just tedious work and it just takes some time. So I have a bunch of pieces that I have to pre-glue ahead of time as best as I can. I got like 2 small pieces off to the side over here Probably can't see them on the camera. I got those two, which will be on the front of the cover so I can see what I'm doing. And then I got two more over here that go down here. So what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna pause the video because this just takes some time, and I'm gonna put those pieces back on there. And if you guys want to see the whole process and all that good stuff, let me know. That way when I run across this on my next video that I do of another different comic book or something, and I come across the same issue, I'll gladly, you know, upload it and everything. But yeah, stay tuned, and maybe I'll share a few little steps here and there. Thank you. Okay. So what I just did, I tore a piece of my tengujo paper. See it right there? And what I decided to do, since I have to put this small little piece back on here, the one that we took off that staple, that one right there, I don't have any kind of surface to lay it on. If I was to just to flip it around and put it on there with the glue, I got a feeling it'll get somewhat stuck to this material. Not all the way, but it does. And then depends how much glue you put on here, it can get stuck still. Just not as bad if nothing's underneath it. So we got this to kind of help us. But this will help a lot by putting the piece of tengujo paper on here to have some kind of surface for it to lay on. So I already got my Methylcellose glue pre-mixed. Just kind of dab it in there. Don't need a lot. This is the way I do this. I'm not going to wet the whole paper down since I'm just working in sections. And it's pretty flat. So I don't feel there's a need to wet it down. Kind of usually just start in the center and work my way out. Get a little more. Yeah, it just kind of disappears into the paper. It's pretty cool. Once it dries, you can see it a lot more. I just think it looks a lot better than that document tape that they use. That just seems to me not sloppy in a sense, just kind of like, I'm gonna just say it. I think it's just kind of lazy. Honestly, that's my opinion. Don't mean to offend anybody that does that process or uses that technique. It's just, to me, it just seems a little bit lazy, you know, like there's no effort in that. It's just a piece of tape. All right, so now what I'll do, like I said, I don't want it to give it a chance to even stick onto this, because it can. It's glue, you know, glue tends to stick to almost anything. I got this little, I don't even know what you call this, but you know, when you get a shot in the doctor and they wrap this around your little cotton ball so it won't fall out. I just kind of use that to prop the paper up, the cover, just to help it dry up. And we'll leave it there, and then we'll be back. We'll flip this thing around and we'll put that little piece back on there. Stay tuned. Okay, so this has dried, that piece that we mended on there. And now we are gonna flip it back around. And remember that piece that was stuck on the comic book? We are going to put it back where it belongs so we can fill up that hole there as best as we can. And all I am doing is just trying to line it up as best as possible. I know it goes there. Just don't know how it's gonna look. And I'm assuming it went like that, or did it go up here? Boy, this is hard to tell where it went. I mean, I know it went there, just if it went more up or down. To me, that looks about right. So we're just gonna go ahead and go with this. And now we're gonna dip our brush into our methylcellose. And hopefully it doesn't move too bad on us. I was afraid of that. Actually, I can just get it to stay in one place. That looks good. Let's put some more glue on top of that. Okay, I'm happy with it. I'm gonna pause the video and I will let this dry, get hard a little bit, and then we'll come back and do a little bit more over here. Okay. Stay tuned. I apologize for these short little edits that I'm doing, but I was messing with this and I went ahead and already put a piece in there. It's pretty good. I like the way it fit in there. It's right there. And then I lined this one out. And now I'm going to put this one back in its place. And then we'll go ahead and put some methylcellose glue on everything. Let me go ahead and line this up. Even though I don't think it's going to stay in its place. It looks pretty good to me. Okay. Probably still gonna fight with it. Where is my brush? Here, brush. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Get some methylcellose glue going. I'm happy with that. Again, we're just putting a little bit of glue to hold it in its place. So I apologize if you don't hear me talking a whole lot. I'm just trying to concentrate and get this lined out. All right, so that's all I'm doing for now. We'll come back, we'll flip it around, and we'll stick our tengujo paper on the other side. So this should hold for what I want. All right, stay tuned. Okay, so made another little mistake. Whenever I washed the cover, forgot to wash this piece right here. You can clearly see the offset on the color, but I'm not too worried about it. So we're going to proceed and mend from about right here to the end of the book where it gets cut off. I've already put back this piece somewhat, it's hanging in there. I put another piece right here and right here, and of course the first one that we started with. So now we're just gonna mend the whole thing together. And I already got my pieces pre-cut as best as I could. You always want to try to make it as, how should I put this? Just cut as much as you're going to need and require just to cover up the area you're trying to work on. I try not to make it where it's everywhere, where you just lay a big old piece of it. Because to me, it just doesn't look right. But you guys can do what you guys think is best for you or easiest for you. So now we're just putting some glue on there. Like I say, always start from the center, work your way out. Just kind of sucks, that one right there. I just completely forgot, and I'm just too far ahead to kind of go back and deal with it. I guess I'm kind of going back on my don't be lazy, right? Okay, I'll admit it, I'm being lazy. It's just don't feel like doing all that work for that little piece. We'll just let it be. It's not bothering me a whole lot, to tell you the truth. I think all those little dots we accidentally put on there because of the drawing process bothers me more. Just lay your piece on there. Just start to work it in. See how that just looks a lot better? To me it does. Better than that document tape. Okay. Now I got another little piece right here to go over to this. And whatever hangs off to the side of the edge of the book, we can always come back with a hobby knife or just some kind of sharp blade and cut it off. That's no problem. Want to make sure we got enough on here. And while I'm using my glue, I am gonna just dab over certain areas where the paper has just been weak. Just trying to make sure right here. Yeah. Just so it won't keep tearing. Okay, and I am going to put another small piece around the staple area. I've mentioned this before just because I have done this a few times, and for whatever reason, for me, this is a weak area where the staple goes. And to me, it makes sense because you're putting pressure there, trying to get that staple down in there real good, real nice and flat. So I always just try to put another little piece on here just to help me out, so I won't have to do all this again, because it's a lot of backtracking if you have to do that. And we'll put one around this staple area. See how you just tear it off? Tears off real easy. Sometimes you have to just straighten it out. Now this tengujo paper I purchased, I got it from Amazon. This is a little bit cheaper version than others out there. And it's not so expensive. And I like the way it works. But I'm willing to bet that other one probably works a lot better. Well, maybe not work a lot better, but probably maybe looks a lot better, if that makes sense. I will buy some later on in the future, just to try it out. And I'm sure I'm probably going to like it. It's just like any kind of trade. The better tools you have, the better work comes out of it, you know, the better it looks. And that's what we're trying to go for, right? Trying to make this look a lot better than what it was. So yeah, that's it for now. We're going to cover our glue back up. And prop our cover. You can always just use whatever you have handy around. It's not going to get stuck on the cover itself or anything like that. Just so you won't lay it directly on top of the interfacing fabric or your Rame or Hollytex paper. Just like that. That ain't gonna hurt nothing. But yeah, there it is. Thank you for tuning in, watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Stay tuned. Until next time.